I just came back from a short trip to Cairo after 10 years of not being there, and I tried so many foods that I had missed for so long. Whether you love or hate the Egyptian cuisine, the undeniable fact is that Egypt is probably the best place in the world to eat in. The reason I think so is that you can literally get any type of food at your doorstep under 30 minutes. From the comfort of your home, you can order Thai food, Japanese food, Chinese food, Lebanese food, Italian food, American food, you name it. Just open your phone, order it, and it's gonna be there in a few minutes. The eating started even before landing, and the Egypt Air flight is special in the sense as they tweak their meals a little bit to get closer to famous Egyptian meals. They also serve the famous trademark Egyptian mango juice on the plane. When the flight attendant noticed that we enjoyed the mango juice so much, he gave us 6 packs extra without paying a penny. This kind of hospitality is rarely found anywhere else. The number one meal that I missed the most on my list was mlokhia. Mlokhia is a slimy, thick liquid that is made from the nalta jute plant. It's very hard to describe because it tastes like nothing else, and it's very rare to meet someone who tried it and didn't fall in love with it. I also tried the very famous Egyptian breakfast item of broad beans known as fool, and also the local versions of hummus mtabbal al-labani, which were remarkably different from the original ones in the Levant. Another famous dish that I tried after missing it for so long was kosheri. Kosheri is a mixture of rice, lentils, macaroni, tomato sauce, vegetable oil, onions, cumin, coriander, chickpeas, hot sauce, garlic sauce, vinegar, and short spaghetti. Again, this is a dish that you probably wouldn't find anywhere else in the world. Another item that I craved for so long is the trademark Egyptian rice with milk. I tried different types of milk and rice in Europe, mainly the Turkish one, but the Egyptian one remained better than all, especially with the clotted cream that you can add to it. This clotted cream is made by steaming the milk and getting all the cream and fat out of it. It tastes like straight out of paradise, and probably you can't find it anywhere outside of Arabia. The other thing that I enjoyed a lot was halawi, and halawi is a sweet made of sesame oil and sugar, and I probably ate tons of that during my childhood. And in Cairo, I finally got the chance to buy some Vimto. Vimto is a soft drink that was first sold in Lancashire in the United Kingdom. It was first manufactured as a health tonic, then decades later as a carbonated drink. It contains the juice of grapes, raspberries, and blackcurrants, flavored with herbs and spices. Vimto was a very popular drink where I grew up in Kuwait, and the entire family used to gather around the dinner table and have it. I also got the chance to try one of my most favorite Egyptian desserts, Ali. Ali is a traditional Egyptian bread pudding, layered with puff pastry, milk, and sprinkled with lots of nuts, raisins, and coconut. Nowadays you can find Ali outside of Egypt, but believe me, the one you get in Egypt is unlike any other. The other extremely addictive item that I got to try there is roz bil khalta. Roz bil khalta is a fancy rice dish served at banquets and weddings. It's a mixture of rice, nuts, raisins, chicken liver, and ground beef with a very special blend of spices like piper cubeba. A very popular meal that I got to try while in Cairo is macarona bechamel. Macarona bechamel is made from panna pasta and a minced meat sauce baked with creamy bechamel. Another fantastic beverage Egyptians have is Kade. Kade is made by boiling hibiscus leaves with sugar, then cooling it down by adding ice cubes to it. It's so tasty, soothing, and calming that you can have a few liters before realizing that you had too much. I also tried the famous tres leches, milk cake, for the first time in Cairo. In my trip, I also got the chance to try a very special Egyptian food, which is Hawashi. Hawashi is simply a loaf of Egyptian Arab bread filled with minced meat with an exceptional seasoning. The thing that many would find very hard to believe is that I tried the best knafe ever from a famous Palestinian confectionery in Cairo. I ordered it by phone and it arrived in less than 20 minutes and it was ridiculously cheap. I also got the chance to try a very traditional Syrian Sesame biscuit called baraze, as Syrian shops are all over the place here. Syrian shops here are very famous for their exceptional hygiene and excellent service. Another thing that I found very surprising is the high quality of Western sweets in Cairo. The cakes, profiteroles, are probably the best I had ever tried. Also, the ice cream cakes are quite massive over here. One thing to be sure when you visit Egypt is that wherever you go, Egyptians will be chasing you with food. With things you would rarely find anywhere else, like those little pastry puffs filled with olives or beef or cheese. Also the homemade pizza that is quite close to focaccia. They add za'atar to it, which makes it very, very special. Having a fancy dinner by the Nile is a truly unforgettable experience. My best friend invited me and my wife to a very good restaurant there, and I can't really put it in words. The camera couldn't capture how beautiful the view was or how good the food tasted. We planned to have lunch by the pyramids of Giza, but our schedule was so packed by several invitations for dinner and lunch that we couldn't make it. However, our visit to the pyramid was more than successful despite the scorching heat. The unexpected thing about Cairo is that the entire city is packed with eateries and restaurants. Wherever you go, any time of the day, you would find open restaurants. I was walking there close to 4 a.m. and I found around 5 restaurants in less than 200 meters. The food courts and shopping malls in Cairo is a whole different story, and there are dozens of nice shopping malls all over the city. Every shopping mall has a very diverse food court packed with restaurants from Arabia, Europe, Asia, and the United States. The conclusion of this video is that if you really want to eat and try as much food as possible at a very high quality and a very decent price, make sure you visit Egypt sooner than later. Thank you very much for watching this episode and see you soon in more trips to come.